What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. We're gonna be checking out the RBP Repulsor RT tires in this video. These are a budget-friendly tire that actually seem to do pretty good. Been running them on the truck for a little over 3,000 miles throughout various conditions. So we're gonna take an up-close look, show you guys the tires, and in the end, maybe you can decide for yourself if these tires might be the fit for your build. Let's get started. What a better day than today to get a new set of truck tires. It is like 20 degrees out. We're gonna get snow here in a little bit. The roads are completely iced over. We are heading to Off-Road Addiction to get some new tires mounted on the F-250. Once again, rolling big power, babies. The RTs, I missed my turn. I need to go there. That's probably why I shouldn't be filming and driving, but we're good. Rolling big power RTs. After a quick stop at Off-Road Addiction, little tire test, you can tell these things are cooking! Oh my goodness, so much better traction, or maybe the snow is finally piling up, allowing us to get some traction, but it's only been a matter of maybe 1 hour. The new RBPs are mounted RTs, so these should shine in these conditions. An all-terrain, the RTs are a little more than an all-terrain. I like calling them rugged terrains. But so far, night and day difference. Of course, the Nittos were completely bald, but I am curious to see how these tires are gonna do. But first, we gotta make sure we make it home safe and sound. And this is a heavy pig, F-250, so she's all probably 8,500 pounds. It's not light by any means, so yes, it does give us a little bit of traction, but also kind of hurts at the same time once we start sliding. I mean, road manners seem pretty good. I mean, this is a little sketchy doing that, and it's not really letting loose, so that's a good sign. We gotta stop up here. Let's see if she'll break free or if she slides pretty good. That doesn't make sense. Let's see if it breaks free or if it has a lot of traction, I guess is the better way to say it. So we're gonna put you out the window. Pretty quick. Acceleration up to 31. Got a little squirrely, nothing crazy. But they hook and go. What I like to say, boot, scoot, and boogie. That's so lame. Alrighty. I really don't ever like to say that. I mean, I do, boot, scoot, boogie. I'm pretty good. Here's another stop sign. Another one. Let's do a braking test. So we're going, let's speed up to 40. And then we'll do an, oh no, well, maybe not speed up to 40. 39's fine. Let's go, oh no, we're sliding to a stop. Way before the stop. Okay, we're good. We'll speed up. Ooh, downhill stop. Let's see. Let's slam on the brakes. Poof. Ah, perfect. All right, braking is good. Last minute brake. Beautiful. All right, let's go. This thing's pretty cool. RBPs! Lots of traction in the snow from what I can tell so far. Okay guys, just clarify, Oklahoma snow. This is almost like Texas snow. It's by no means Michigan standards, but for an icy, snowy day, we got DOT over here on the scene. This is it's pretty slippery stuff. D, what is he doing? Yo, the road's over here. The road's this way, buddy. We're bombing through here. RVPs so far pretty impressive, and once again we are rolling big power, baby. We are now at the beach down here in South Padre Island. I've actually been driving for, you know, probably 10 minutes, and these tires just seem to do fantastic in the sand. I'll show you. I know you probably couldn't really see much of anything, but we have four-wheel drive engaged, rear lockers on, and I'm gonna try to see how far we can make it up the beach. It goes about 20 miles north before we run into a cut, and it starts to be the North Padre Island. So we won't be able to make it all the way, but we can make it as far as we can, really test out these tires. I gotta be careful of the tide because the tide comes in and this gets really narrow, then you're forced to drive in the looser sand. The further we go, the less people are out here, but it's a beautiful day. It's actually afternoon, and evening is approaching. Heck yeah, you need somewhere to sleep. This is definitely your place. No idea what the backstory is on this, but it's pretty cool. But for those of you who are curious, the RPVs, the RTs do fantastic in the sand. Ah, somebody did donuts here. This is gonna be a big old bump. Ooh. This is as far as we can go north on the island. I picked probably the worst day to come out here. Oh, well, I am heading back and the fog is just insane. I can barely see the water over there. Luckily we have the Harbor Freight lights because like without those I cannot see anything. We got low beams and high beams. And I remember there's a bunch of logs and whatnot in the middle, so yep, like right there. But making it back, these tires are just doing phenomenal. At first I was a little bit scared, but we've been in some really deep stuff and it just plows right through them. So I'm gonna try to make it back before it gets too dark and too foggy. There's usually two very big complaints when it comes to budget tires. First one is how well do they balance, not only when they're new, but also throughout the tread life. How do they balance? Do they vibrate like crazy when you're going down the highway? And number two, of course, is tread life. How long do they last? As for the tread life, we can't really compare, or we can't really talk about that yet because we only have 3,000 miles, but there are just a few other things we can do for those of you who are interested. So before we get to this, we'll just take a look at them. The RT is more of a hybrid tread. So it does have that all-terrain pattern, but the lugs are really spread out. And I brought the Cherokee up here because this is running the classic Wild Peaks. Man, my phone is blowing up. But the Wild Peak is more of a true all-terrain style, whereas the Repulsor RT definitely has that mix between an all-terrain and a mud terrain. So the all-terrains are definitely going to be the quietest, but also once you put them in some mud, some loose dirt, it clogs up and it doesn't really self-clean. Man, chickens are going crazy today. But it really just going to depend on what kind of tire you are looking for. Then over here on this side, we have some BF Goodrich mud terrains. It really depends what you want. This is about as aggressive as I would go on a truck. They are fairly aggressive, not loud at all on the highway. There's really no road noise whatsoever on these things, at least yet, because typically tires get louder as they age. But when we get these, they come out to be right around 15-30 seconds. That's millimeter right there, 15-30 seconds. And after 3,000 miles, well, we are right around 14. So that's 1/32 after 3,000 miles, which isn't horrible. And when it comes to tire life on big rigs like these, usually no matter what tire you have, they're not going to be that great. And for anybody that wants to say otherwise, here's a set of Nitto Trail Grapplers that were on there. These have 40,000 miles under that F250. Another thing we can take a look at is the hardness of the tire. So a hard tire is going to last longer, but a soft tire is going to give us better grip, better traction. So there's a mix. Every different company has their own compounds, blah, blah, blah. But we can use a durometer to check and see the hardness of the rubber. So right there, we'll measure in the center. Got a, yep, right around 6. Sometimes it will change after they're older. They tend to get a little harder. So here's one that's been used, and we're on 10. We can check the Falcon Wild Peak. A little bit softer at an 8. And we'll come over and just give a Nitto a test. Ooh, 6 or 7. So that doesn't really mean much, but these tires are a little bit on the harder side, which means hopefully they will last a little bit longer, because with this thing, I'm not really looking to grab rocks or, you know, do crazy sports car cornering. Just want something that's gonna ride good and last good. And if we ever get stuck in the mud or need to take this thing off-road, we'll be able to power through it. Height on these are a 35 12.5 on a 20-inch wheel, and the unmounted measurement is right around 34.5. So that's pretty on point for tires. Even though they are labeled as a 37 or a 35, it's pretty typical for them to come out undersized. And in this case, with it being a budget tire, I'm not too mad. But I guess short and sweet, do these tires work? Absolutely. Would I recommend them? Absolutely. I have had no issues at all running this thing down the highway for 12 hours at a time. Doesn't shimmy, doesn't drift, doesn't pull. They just seem like tires that work. You don't really even notice that they're budget tires until you actually look at them and go online and Google. They're a good looking tire, they work well. And in the end, you know, it's up to you guys. I don't know. I'd probably put them on this. Get a set of 37 RTs would look fantastic on the Gladiator. And if you are more of a mud terrain kind of guy, RBP does have these really nice MT3s that we ran out at King of the Hammers. So I'm going to be doing another video on these, but we actually have to get some more off-road time on those, because off-road tests I think are going to be a little more appealing for that tire. This one, hey, but we'll be doing a longer term review video on these later on once we have 30, 40,000 miles on them. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.